Welcome back to my next playthrough series. This time we're doing Desolate. I believe that's how you say it. It is just a little solo small box game, which is actually kind of neat. You're trying to crash landed on a moon-like planet. I don't think it's actually the moon. I think it's just a moon-like planet with a station. So basically the back says there was no communication with Station 4 on this distant moon, X483. You are part of a rescue mission to investigate the silence upon arrival. Your ship lost the use of its controls and crash landed meters away from the station. Once inside, you realize something terrible had happened. The station was occupied by aliens. Stranded, you must make your way through the station to locate enough power cells to activate the escape shuttle. Will you be able to survive the horrors of the abandoned station? So this is the base game. I actually do have the 2 expansions as well. I think there's another expansion, but I don't have it. So I have actually Dark Matters Pack 1 and Dark Matters Pack 2. They add characters, which didn't come in the base game. They also add this little cool little shuttle. So we're trying to find 5 power cells for the shuttle, and we're going to be encountering aliens. So let's take a look at our setup here quickly and see what's going on. So we're going to be playing as Lieutenant Gutierrez with strong leadership skills and a fierce personality. Lieutenant Gutierrez often finds himself at the point during combat assaults a place he calls home. Yes, we're going to be fighting aliens in this game. So he starts off, and this is Novice, so this is supposed to be the easiest mode. With the 2 expansions, I think you end up with 7 of these characters you can play. Normally in the base game you don't get a character, you just get some stats and away you go. But in the expansions you end up getting some characters, add a little bit more to the game. So we're going to be starting with a minigun, space armor, and mega oxygen. So yes, it will be a little bit easier. We'll see. It could be pretty tough as well. So let's take a look at our stats and items, and then I'll explain a little bit how the gameplay operates, and then we'll get into it. Alright, so looking at our kind of player cards here, so we have a health marker. Where did I... Oh, yes, the health marker is normally 14 health, but we have space armor. Begin the game with 4 extra health, so we actually have 18 health because we have space armor. We start the game with 7 ammunition. We also have a minigun. Whenever you spend 3 ammo, you can roll 4 dice. So how fighting works, for every ammo you spend, you get to roll 1 6-sided die, and that'll make sense when we fight aliens during the game. We also start with mega oxygen. Spend to gain 2 oxygen. So we have an extra oxygen tank. We start with 4 oxygen. So how does the game work? Let me just back camera a little bit and I'll explain that. So how the game actually works, again, we're trying to find the power modules for the escape shuttle, which is right here. We have a conflict deck, and we'll get into this once we have a conflict. So we run into aliens. We would then consult the conflict deck. We also have an exploration deck. Now these are either aliens or locations on the base that we run into. So how does this work? Well, let's get into it. We might as well start our gameplay right now. So what we do is we take 2 off the shuffle deck and we get to choose one of them. So we decide to either go here or here. We can look at one of these cards. If we don't like what we see, we can then choose the other one, or we can take this one. I also forgot to mention, with the expansions, you get these things called afflictions, and they will come up with the new exploration cards. And there are, I think there's 9 or so extra items added to the item deck. So this is also shuffled up and available. We might get more items as we play the game. So basically, we'll just start. So let's pick this one. Boom. We find storage. Oh, which is cool. Okay. So the first thing we find at the base is a storage supply, and you'll see that these cards are actually have information on the bottom. And so we see here a little icon that has a crate with an S on it. What it means is we can either get a small storage crate, or we can just go to the next exploration. I think we have full ammunition, full oxygen, full health. I don't know, maybe we should just go to the next card and just skip the storage base, or the storage card, because we have full storage. So you know what? We're not going to bother with that. We're going to go the other way. So we saw a storage location, but you know, we're like, nah, let's go the other way. And we run into sick bay, which is actually okay. So we basically get 2 health back, but we're at full health. So that's it. That was our first exploration into the base. And just rinse and repeat. Oh, and I should say, when this card deck runs out and you have to reshuffle it to do the exploration again, it means you get to the next level of the base. Every time you go to a new level of the base, it costs you 2 oxygen. If you ever run out of oxygen, you're dead. Of course, if you ever run out of your health, you're dead. If you run out of ammunition, that's a problem, because when you fight aliens and you have no ammunition, all you can do is hit them for 1 damage a turn. And we'll see how that works if and when we run into some aliens. Oh, let's do this one. All right. Continuing to explore. We find the armory, so we can get 2 ammunition, which we don't need. You know what? So first we've seen a storage bay, the med bay, and armory. So we're just going to do this one instead. And we find a warehouse. We're finding all of the good stuff. Did I not shuffle this? I did shuffle it, I'm pretty sure. So we get to draw an item card. All right, so from the item deck, which I've shuffled up, you saw me shuffle it, we find an item. We find a rifle barrel. You may reroll any die that has a value of 1 during combat. So not only do we have the minigun, we now have a rifle barrel we can attach to our minigun. Cool. All right, let's, I guess, continue on. I might just readjust the camera a little bit to get maybe a little bit more stuff on screen here. All right, let's continue pressing on to the first level of the space base on the moon. So another couple of cards, and let's go with this one. And we find an alien, a conflict. And you know what? I can probably take this guy out because he only has 1. He has a 1 health. Well, maybe. And if we defeat him, well, I'm pretty sure we will, we can then get a small crate. So you know what? I think we're going to take him on. But we are trying to find, of course, power cells as our main objective. But we'll take this guy on. So this card just gets discarded. We don't look at it, so we have no idea kind of what's going on. All right, how does conflict work? Well, you can see there's a 1 there. So we flip over. We'll shuffle these conflict cards and explain how conflicts work. So we've run into an alien. We're going to fight him. And man, the worst card ever. So this means he's going to have 4 health plus the 1 extra there. So we put a 4 on there and another 1. And unfortunately, that symbol there means we get an affliction. So we are afflicted by something running into this alien. And our affliction, there's 4 of them. They're all, of course, bad. The affliction we have is decadophobia. Decidophobia. When opening up small crates, you must always take the smaller item. Okay, how that operates is, well, you'll see when we defeat this guy, because it's a small crate if we defeat him. Now we have an option. So normally on these cards there's a number down here. That's how much damage they do you. But in this particular one, this is an expansion card, we actually get an affliction. So he's got 5 health. We have a minigun. We have 7 ammunition. I think I'm going to spend 2 ammunition to roll 2 dice. And I think we can see. So we're looking for 5 or more to wipe him out. Whoops. And we get 4. So we get 9. So with 9 damage from our minigun, we take out the alien. He's out of here. We've taken him out. So this card goes away. And our reward for taking this guy out is a small crate. Well, how does that work? Well, you take the top exploration card and you just flip it this way. And large crate is the large image. Small crate. A small crate, normally you get to choose either. So in this case, we could have chosen the 2 ammo or 1 oxygen. And if you get a large crate, then you get them both. However, we just happen to have this phobia now, or this affliction. When opening up small crates, you must always take the smaller item. That's horrible, because we get +1 oxygen. Well, we don't need oxygen. We're at full oxygen, and we even have mega oxygen tank. So we took this alien down. We had to choose the oxygen, the small version, small crate version. And unfortunately, all it really did for us is just waste ammo. And we got an affliction. Excellent. All right, let's continue on. We're looking for power cells for our shuttle to get out of here. So far, we haven't found any. All right, he was not a hard alien to beat, but we didn't get any reward out of it. Let's go this one. And we find another alien, a 6. You know what? we see him in the corridor, and we are going the other way. So we go this way, and okay, well, we have a conflict with this guy, another small one, and he has a 2. So we know how fights work. We grab the next conflict card. Oh my god, and 4 damage. Wow. Okay, we are getting hammered. We are getting hammered. This is not good. So 6, and he's got a 2. Oops, that's our dice. We'll put his black dice on there. 6 plus 2. That is horrible. So he has 8 health, and he has just done us 4 damage. Aliens attack first. So we had 18 health. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're down to 14 health, which still sounds like a lot. And now we have to decide how much ammunition we're going to spend to shoot at him. And if we don't take him out, then if we don't get rid of all of his health, right now he's going to do us another 4 damage, and then we attack him again. I think we're going to invoke the minigun. Whenever you spend 3 ammo, you may roll 4 dice. So we're going to spend 3 ammo, 5 down to 1, 2, 3. We're only down to 2 ammo, but we're rolling 4 dice, and we're looking for 8 plus. And, oh, our minigun absolutely shreds him. He's shredded. Okay, so we've shredded him pretty badly. He's out of here. And we get a small crate, and we know how that operates because we can only ever take the small option. I'll have to pick that up off the floor when I'm finished. No! That affliction is absolutely annoying because now we get an oxygen, which we do not need. We need ammo. And you can see the game going sideways. All right, let me pick that card up off the floor. We'll have a couple of more turns here. We might get through the first level in this episode, and we'll see where we go from there. All right, I've rearranged the cards a little bit. I think this is probably a pretty good view. All right, let's have one more kick at the can and see where we are after that. Whew, we have hardly any ammunition. This stupid affliction is really, really messing us over. What do we have? Engineering! All right, we find our first power core. So yes, we're absolutely taking that because that's what we're looking for. We're looking for power cores to power up the shuttle and get out of here. Yeah, let's keep going. Just one more turn. One of these games, just one more turn. Let's see, what do we have here? We found engine. Wow, we have found the engineering bays of base 1. We are grabbing another power cell. We want to get out of here. Okay, well, let's see. Maybe we might even finish this level for this episode. Let's try this one. Laboratory. We get an oxygen. We don't need it. But we're not going anywhere else because we don't want to get beat up by some more aliens. All right, we got 3 cards left, so we'll figure out how that works. And what do we have here? The Sanctuary. Yes, the Sanctuary lets us remove 1 affliction. See you later. We get rid of our affliction. Oh, lucky. So yeah, we're not going anywhere else. And for the final, we only have 1 card left. Well, what do you do if you have 1 card left? You shuffle all of this and draw 1 more card, and then that'll be the end of our level. Oh, come on, we need ammunition. We need some ammunition really badly, I do believe. Okay, and another card. And then, yeah, so this will be the end of our run. Well, let's go to the one. A dark passage. So we have to lose an oxygen, or we have to go to this card. Ooh, that's a tough decision. Do we go down the dark passage and lose 1 oxygen? Or do we go to this card and possibly have a fight? I think we don't want to lose the oxygen. Well, actually, we have extra oxygen. I don't want to fight, and we've already, you know what? I think we're going to lose the 1 oxygen. That's it. So we lose 1 oxygen. So we finished level 1. So we shuffle these. Now, when we go to the second level of the base, every time you change levels of the base, you spend 2 oxygen. So we go from 3 down to 1 oxygen. Now remember, we get to no oxygen, you lose the game, you suffocate, and you're dead. And then you end up looking like this guy. So that's it. We've completed the first level of the base. We got beat up pretty, well, not terribly. We're down 4 hit points. However, we found 2 engineering modules, or power modules. We got our minigun. It's the ammunition and oxygen. So right at the end of the episode here, because I think this is any time, spend to gain 2 oxygen, use once per game. Boom! We're using it right now. So we're going to go from 1 oxygen to 3. Just to pump our oxygen up. But now, there we go. So I'm going to leave it off there. When we come back tomorrow, we will be right back into it. And now, so we've got our space armor, minigun, rifle barrel. We've found 2 power modules. This probably tomorrow will be the end of the run. Very short game, very fun. And let's see if Lieutenant Gutierrez can survive and get off this moon. So thanks so much for watching. Thanks for your comments, subscriptions, likes. This is Desolate with the 2 expansions, the Dark Matter expansions, Pack 1, Pack 2. And we're trying to get off the moon. We'll see if we can do it tomorrow, which will very likely be the conclusion, one way or the other. So thanks so much, and I hope you'll join me for that tomorrow.